All right, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, 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 Kal Halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, which is all praises, glory, and honor to the Heavenly Father and His Son. Double honors to the apostles, a great millstone, and honors and salutations to you watching out for that's laboring in this truth and sincerity without wavering. All right, now this show we gonna call it Esau's falling apart. All right, I did a show like this before. I think it was Esau's falling apart by the seams, but this one's gonna be Esau's falling all the way apart from all. There's so much stuff that's happening to this devil, man. And see, and sometimes I mean, because of course, we want to be delivered yesterday, right? And the spirit that we supposed to be in, is the spirit of hastening of the coming of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So we, all this bullshit that we see, but there's a lot of things that's happening, man. And that's why it always kind of, not really baffle you, because you understand overall that the Most High, He's the one that open your eyes or close your eyes. But you can't help but say, well, damn, how the hell a dude get disenchanted? Especially like right now. Like I said, it's not like it was, like if you go back during, that's why those are great men to be honored. Our elders, and right, Abba Bivens, King Masha, High Priest Ariah, High Priest Elder Yaikwab, all right, and the rest of the ancient righteous men back then, all the way up into the apostles now, Head Elder Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakab, Apostle Arimlob, and the rest of the, for them, but speaking on those men in particular, going back into like shit was happening, always happening, but it wasn't to where it's at now. And for them to still have faith in King Masha, hey, he transitioned back. He didn't leave the truth, all right? As well as the rest of those other great men, the ones that have passed on, Abba Bivens and everything. They strove for the truth into death, and they didn't have nowhere near, because it wasn't the time. So all the prophecies that are happening now, they didn't see about the MOTB, the Karagmo, however you want, they didn't see about these plagues and how they, the martial law and all these things. They knew that day was coming, but now we're living and we're seeing it now. And Esau, there's so much shit that's happening. Esau cannot get out of this, man. It's a word Apostle Todd used years ago, if I'm saying it right, because I ain't got the best speech these days. But I think it's called a conundrum. Conundrum. I think that's the word, a conundrum. And when we looked it up, it just meant like a massive multitude. Matter of fact, see, I wasn't gonna try to spell it. I ain't even gonna look it up, man. You brothers know the word. You could look it up. Conundrum means like multiple issues. You know what I'm saying? Multiple problems, multiple things happening. Matter of fact, a scripture that just came to mind real quick was the book of Jeremiah. I think it's the 51st chapter. Man, this whole thing is fire. Then I'm gonna go into the article, a couple articles, Lord allow, but I'm gonna start off at the first verse, Jeremiah 51:1. I think the point is around 7 or 8. I'm gonna just read down into it. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. All right. So now the Babylon there is talking about America, because America is known in the Bible through prophecy as Babylon the Great, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, this is modern day Babylon, as well as modern day Egypt, as well as modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. So the Lord said He's going to raise up against them, right, the destroying wind. The destroying wind comes from what? The thermonuclear missiles. And that's why you see now over there with the Ukraine issue, which is really Amalek behind the scene, all right, because I'm not sure if it's the town of Kiev, which is the capital, but it's a whole section, like the president, they're big nose, a lot of those are big nose people that went over there and took over shit, like they do everywhere. So that got them talking about basically nuclear warfare, nuclear missiles. They were just speaking about the Satan II. Russia got a nuclear missile called Satan II. They know that they're the devil too, but the Most High is going to use them. The Most High is using them. All right, just like He used other kings from other nations throughout time in the history in the scriptures, man. So the Most High basically putting His spirit on them to go against basically America, and that destroying wind is those nuclear missiles. Okay, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her. A fanner is someone that what? That's what you would use to make in a fireplace. They had the old fanner. It's another name they call it as well. I can't think of it off the top. But that's what they would use to fan the fire to make the flames rise. So the Most High said he's going to send to America fanners, man. He's going to send these other nations because why? You know, in a video that I've seen Apostle Tar said, which was spot on, of course, he said, look, it's all going to fall back on America. Right now, the attention, you know, they do a lot of, you know, sleight of hand for smoke and mirrors or trying to think of another term. You know, they point the finger at other people so you don't look at them. But it's all going to come back upon America. Everybody's focus is going to come back on America. And the Lord is going to have them, because the scriptures say, thy enemies have laid a wound underneath thee, right? So these other nations, they going, when it's time for America to get it, really get it, they going to get it. I mean, they getting it now. They breaking apart. I mean, you got the international bankers causing a lot of this disruption and everything, but it's all prophecy, and it's to the point it's overwhelming where Esau can't deal with it. And then the Lord is just going to keep turning that fire up. That fire is going to keep turning up. More and more of these nations are going to come against these devils, you see? But it says, I will send it to Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. Meaning what? Destroy this whole land that we're on right now over here in the North America, man, in the Western Hemisphere. All right, the Lord says he's going to empty her land because that's the power of those nuclear missiles, and that's the prophecy. For in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. These are the times that we're in, and the Spirit of the Lord had us talking about this throughout. And now we actually see it when you turn on the news. It said, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. All right, and that's not talking about a regular archery or, you know, you go out there and shoot some regular bow and arrows and whatnot at a bullseye target. No, that's symbolic. Speaking about the nuclear missiles, that's the arrow. All right, the archer is the one who shoots it, and the bow is the silo that the arrows get shot from. All right, the nuclear missiles get shot from. Okay, it said, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, and that's the United States with his Homeland Security and Space Force, you know, Space Force X, I think they call it. It says, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts, right? So those missiles are going to wipe America clean. But even before that, you're going to have Yahweh Shai. He's going to return in the so-called UFOs, which they're going to smoke Esau and his Air Force, Army, and everything. You know, so there's nothing they really could do about it. It says, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Israel have not been forsaken, the real Israelites, all right? Which people thought that, you know, they think that, you know, we never going to rise, we're going to be on the bottom all the time. The Lord said, Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of its power. Because the Most High ultimately is with us. Even though he's going to punish majority of our people, overall the Lord is only with us. It says, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. And that's why we, you know, caught hell and we got taken out of that land, brought into slavery. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. Because why? One, and it don't mean go get a plane and leave America. No. Meaning right now, you got to get out of the American mentality. Stop thinking like an American. Stop following the ways of Babylon. All the customs, the holidays, Christmases, and all this other bullshit that's American, you know, which is all abominations and Satan worship, man. Witchcraft, Satan worship. Stop following these things, man. Come back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai for the Israelites, the real Israelites, the ones that hear this word and are sincere. All right. Because look, this was not, I tell you, Micah the 2 and 10. This is not our rest. We weren't brought here to become entertainers and superstars and millionaires or whatever. Because why? This is this whole kingdom is a mirage. All right, it's not meant to last long. It's a decadent lifestyle at best. Okay, so we weren't brought here for that. You see, those were the tricks. How they tricked, you know, they basically tricked you out of your spot in the kingdom, because those that took those riches and everything and wanted to live on a high life, you know, I'm tired of struggling. Instead of trying to find out about your creator, going to the root of the problem, Because any time you're dealing with a disease, you got to get to the root of the problem. Why are we in this situation? Jake don't think that. He's like, oh, I just want to get out. And they're willing to do anything to get out. They never think, why are we in this situation? You see? And the Lord had us out there breaking it down for years, going through the scriptures and everything. But it says, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense, meaning a payback to America. So, and people heard about this, you know, but you would figure some people would think, well, at some time we should have knew that this was going to happen, man. All the treachery, the raping, robbing, the murdering, the lying, the abominations that go on here, you know. This place, man, this world is done, man. Ain't nothing really good about this place, man. You know, we're just really existing here. This ain't living, man. All right? This is not how life was meant to be. You got to buy, you can't even get no, you got to buy bottled fucking waters and shit like that. You know, you can't even, you know, go drink regular water, you know, without getting sick. All right? All right, so it says, Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. Now, this is speaking about America. And the Most High has been waiting to crush these devils, but prophecy has to happen. So it said, Babylon's been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. Yeah, with they what? With their philosophies, their policies, right? They got the whole world following the United States, following America. You got democracy's been spread and forced upon all these other nations. Their ancient customs been replaced with this new, you know, that's part of that Babylon juice, so to speak. All right, Roman Catholicism, going around painting up that false image of the Lord, when the Lord never looked nothing like that madness, man. You see? So now the Most High is about to deal with them for that, man. You think the Most High was cool with you devils sitting there lying, saying that the Most High looked like you fucking disease cursed people, man? It's a price to pay. And then the niggas that followed into that shit, there's a price for you to pay. So it said, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad. And that's why these nations, and they realize that they follow behind. That's why they're going to all be set against America too. All right, because they all realize that America been playing them or whatever. That's why you got people speaking up. You got China, Russia, and other countries speaking up against America and calling America out on their bullshit, their hypocrisy, their lies. They like to spin things around. So that's why you got all this smoke happening, man. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. And really, America's already destroyed in another world, if you can imagine. It's already, everything's been written, all right? All right, now we're just waiting for the release date of the finale of this movie, man. Okay, which is very soon. It said Babylon is fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be ill. And that's the Most High being sarcastic, man. Yeah, go ahead, fix the problems. Yeah, make America great again. Go ahead. You know, get your old dusty ass Edomites on the highway and hold your Trump 2024 signs like that's going to help. It said we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Yeah, if she could have been healed, she would have been healed. If America could have been fixed, you know, she would have been fixed, you see? But now remember what the scriptures say in the law, because America is a bloody city, is built upon blood, slavery, rape, rob, and murder that niggas want to forget about. The Most High don't forget about these things. Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, tells you clearly the Lord requireth that which is past, right? But now the scriptures tell you in Numbers that, matter of fact, let me just read it. Numbers, is it 33 and 55? Right? Oh no, maybe, wait, bear with me, might be Numbers 35. Bear with me. All right, here we go. Here we go. Numbers 35 and 33. So now this is what the scripture says. It says, so ye should not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood, it defileth the land. And you can't act like we don't know how many so-called Native American Indians was slaughtered right here on this same land for them to establish America, you know? And it's a joke because I was driving by a small town in Connecticut, which I don't know if it's like a offshoot of Norwalk, Connecticut, it's called Neurotin or Neurotin, I guess. You know, it's pretty much Edomites, little sedity bougie motherfuckers. I'm riding by, I see they fire trucks, right, passing through it on the post road. They fire trucks got all these basically Gadites. They use them as their emblem for the fire department. And I said, damn, like they had all, you know, like Gadite warriors, chiefs, had Gadite women, different emblems on each truck. I said, I bet you it's not one Gadite, Reubenite, or Native even working up in there, man. You know? But that's how Esau does, man. They make mockery. Here it is. They know that they slaughtered, and they about to, you know, the Thanksgiving Day that they make a big deal of, the Thanksgiving Day parade, right? Or Macy's parade, whatever they call it. You know, they make mockery of all the murdering they did. So they slaughtered a countless, I'm not even going to say millions of, it's countless of Native American Indians, all right? Because they didn't record everything. Now let's get to the other Israelites, the head tribe, Judah. Okay, what about Benjamin, Levi? Even still to this day, they slaughtered them. So the scriptures say that what? For blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So that's the only way this thing is going to be made right. That's what the Lord set up. So that's why Babylon cannot be healed. All right? We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Because why? These devils, the scriptures tell you their sins reached up into the heavens, and their blood must be shed. So the Lord is going to shed these devils' blood. And that's what's happening. And that's why he got the spirit on them basically coming out against each other. Now, matter of fact, let me read one of these articles. You know, it's lucky, bro. I be trying to get through a lot of stuff and come back and, you know, but it's all through the spirit. I already know that you brothers in the spirit, y'all paying attention to what's going on, you know. And just, you know, just remember the 5 wise virgins, man. All right, so this is something that came out a few days in the Post. It says FBI hero paying the price for exposing unjust persecution of conservative Americans, right? Which it goes deeper than that, but you know, that was his stance. You know, everything that this country is doing is unjust. When they made the mandates, and when they sit there, they're gonna mandate that, you know what, too. It's all gonna be unjust, you see. But now you got, this is an FBI agent, and they end up finding, it's a bunch of, they call them whistleblowers. It's a bunch of them that's been speaking out on all the wicked practices or the dirty, underhanded, illegal moves that the government's been doing, the FBI and the CIA. And seeing the thing is, they operate under plausible deniability, to where they can never be held accountable. Just like with all these so-called, what you call it, they was creating Johnson and John, all these people, they created laws where even if the shit killed you, you couldn't sue them or nothing like that, you know. And I'm still speaking in code, even though I know they try to say, oh, well, now freedom of speech, you could, man, listen, these devils don't play for, they bend and break the rules as often as they want. You know, they make them some new more, and all their rules is all wicked. That's why the Lord said, hold on, man. We're going to get this in Psalms. The book of Psalms 50, and I'm going to go to 16. Okay, hold on. We're supposed to get Psalms 50 and 16. Hold on. Psalms 50. Okay, all right, we go rock from here. So now this is Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, Job 9 and 24 goes right with that. Tell you who the wicked is these damn devils, man. These Edomites. The Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Because they're still trying to sit there and run around and act like they Christians. They trying to pull that, you know. And that's why a lot of you niggas are bugged out. And you think that the Bible is the white man's book. Because when you think of an image of a Christian, you think of these crackers, man. Because that's what they did. They bugged you out going back into slavery. So you haven't woken up or came to a higher learning or a higher understanding that them motherfuckers ain't no Christians. They're the devils that the Bible speak about. The real people that were called Christians was our people. Not that that's our nationality, or not that that's a religion that the Most High gave to us. But a lot of y'all get bugged out. But the Most High said, look, what the hell you doing declaring my statutes? How you saying that you're an Israelite, or you're a Jew, or you're a Christian, you're a child of God? All right, when the whole world knows the track record of these devils. It says, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? See, saying it now, they saying since 1948, in the Balfour Declaration and all that, now they, you know, just sit there and they just said they was us. right? And then now the whole world, you know, which people didn't believe it back then, but, you know, through Newspeak and, you know, the old people, old generations passing on, younger generations, that's what they focus on. You know, because they know that the younger generation don't know nothing. So now people, you know, it's easy for them to manipulate people, and now people are comfortable with them having our identity, which is one of the biggest thefts you could think of. They like to call somebody a thief. You stole a whole culture, and I ain't just talking about the culture vultures. Fuck a hip hop. They stole our whole nationality. All right, our word. This Bible is our book, and that's why the Lord's barking on them right here. He says, "Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my word behind thee," because why? They don't operate under the law, statutes, and commandment that the Most High. They bring up their own penal codes. So anyway, let me jump back to this real quick. I'm get ready to wrap this up because I don't got my charger for my phone, you know. So I just seen it. It's at 23%. So I'm gonna skip through this to go to the one of the main parts. You know, it's basically he's speaking about, you know, he didn't want to do the Trump raids or whatever, and he was talking about all the J6 stuff, saying that they sitting there focusing all on this stuff, and it's really an attack. They're doing illegal practices. But now this is right, and it said friend, that's his name, supposedly name. You know, you don't know what to believe in with, you know, because a lot of this stuff is for it's motives, ulterior motives. But anyway, it said this guy, friend who did not vote for Trump, you know, he told his immediate boss that he believed the raid and the investigative process leading up to it violated the FBI policy and the subject's right under the 6th Amendment to a fair trial and 8th Amendment right against cruel and unusual punishment. See, but which that is in the Constitution, but these motherfuckers don't give a shit about that. Again, they're the devil, all right? They're the devil. It says, what's that? Revelations 12:12. The devils come down with great wrath because he know if you have but a short time. And then in the book of Isaiah, what is it, 10? Get that real quick. Isaiah 10:1 says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So they're not about upholding justice. They write unrighteous laws. That's what they uphold. All right, the so-called stop and frisk, and, you know, in the name of the war of terror, basically they could come and kick you out of your house, and they declared all of the United States citizens as enemy combatants. This is things that they declared as unrighteous decrees that the Bible speaks about. So that's why now Esau is so twisted. He's out there, you know, to the point that they all afraid about this big famine that's about to happen. It's going to blow out the Great Depression. All right, it's going to be the greatest depression and the final depression ever. All right, so this is it. This is it. So now this is what this devil was saying his whistleblower complaint, and there's a bunch of these guys that are speaking out. So that's why I said Esau's falling apart from everywhere, because Yahweh Shai said in Matthew, let me get that real quick. Slacky, I'm, you know, just running through some of the stuff. You brothers could go back and check anything out that you need to check out. Y'all probably might know most of this already, probably seen it. But this is what the Lord said in Matthew chapter 12, and 30, is it 36, I think? No, not 36. Hold on, bear with me. 26. Or 25. I'll start at 25. Matthew 12:25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So that's what we're facing right now, the desolation of this kingdom. Because why? They're divided against themselves. When you got the top, you know, federal agency, government, people in the federal agency that's speaking against the inner workings or whatever, that's supposed to be, you know, the top secret stuff or whatever, and you got them sitting there leaking out stories and things of that nature, it's not going to be too much longer, man. And that's why everybody, which the Spirit got on Apostle Tahar and the rest of the apostles to bring out, and the rest of us to speak on how America mirrors Rome, because it's basically the extension of the Roman Empire. You know, the beast, deadly wound being healed when you read in the prophecy. So now you got all these experts. Now they can't help but just start drawing the comparisons of the decline and the fall of Rome. Because why? It's happening all over, but it's happening on a major level, like the greatest level that there's ever been of a destruction of a kingdom. This is the greatest desolation ever. And in history, there's been a lot of, different desolations that been occurring. All right. So when Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. So America's not going to stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, see, he is divided against himself, how shall then his kingdom stand? So this is a prime example of that we have here with this whistleblower. He's Satan casting out the other Satans. He calling them out. He says he was removed from active investigations into child sexual exploitation and human trafficking to work on the J6 cases sent from DC. He was told domestic terrorism was a higher priority than child pornography. As a result, he believes his child exploitation investigations were harmed. Well, yeah, because why? At the end, if you're doing a true child, what they call it, sexual exploitation or human trafficking, you're going to find out that it all leads back to the elites of the government. All right? They're behind these massive rings and because why? They have these different sex rings with these kids. Pizzagate. So, of course, but that shows you that Satan is divided against Satan, man. He also reported his concern about a politicized FBI to Republican. All right, so that's that. Let me get let me see. Let me go to Job, the 21st chapter. Go there. Like I said, in the interest of time, close it in a few minutes. Just wanted to bring out some points and prophecy. And look, there's nothing Esau could do. At the end of the day, there's nothing he could do, man. And the thing is, and know this, with the white man's destruction and his desolation, that spells the black woman's destruction and desolation, man. Like I said in the other show, it ain't gonna be no black woman in the kingdom, man. All these self-centered, rotten, funky ass bitches, man, that's just gonna be a thing of the past, man. And it's a reason why a lot of these black bitches, all right, they hated guys like Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels, even though, some of the shit, he was bugged out on and he was a little saucy as damn self, but one thing he did know you black bitches, man, and he got up under your skin because basically he put the mirror in your face. You see? He put the mirror in your face. So all this feminist, butch king spirit that you bitches is in, that's not gonna amount to nothing, man. That's gonna fade away, man. And guess what? You're gonna be left out there, man. The scriptures say like a cot. I would say it's like a cot in the field, out in the field. You got like a pissy mattress that you let. If you in the projects, you remember motherfuckers throw their pissy mattresses outside and shit, leave them on the curb or in the back of the buildings or some shit like that. Then you have niggas flipping on the pissy mattress. Well, that's how these bitches gonna be left out there, like a pissy fucking mattress, man. All right, these same bold, proud, they talking all this shit. This, you got what's my man from the Celtics, which I think he's probably a Jake from the West Africa, but Emi Doka, whatever his name is. Everybody talk this bullshit about some fucking Nia Long. Nia Long, yeah, she has a long list of motherfuckers she done fucked. All right, and primarily white. Now she gonna probably go get her another white boy, which they could have the bitch. I mean, but you got people. First of all, he didn't get caught cheating. He got caught being a man. All right. At the end of the day, he got caught being a man. You see, but this butch king society that they're trying to create. Everybody's condemning him. Oh my God, why are you so messy? And he got you simp niggas, man. All right, you simp niggas. Esau managed to extract any backbone, any B-17 that you niggas might have had. You might have been the roughest, toughest. Now you all a bunch of fucking bitches, man. All right, you sit up there and co-sign this bullshit with these out of order women, but that's all right because that's gonna change, man. Listen, man. It's a saying. I'm not saying it right, but adversity teaches, basically, meaning that ass whooping is going to teach you niggas that you use out of line, way out of line. All the proud words y'all talk, the slander that you threw against the prophets, the wickedness that the Lord said that hold up, man. See, that's why we trust in the word of the Most High and the scriptures, man. Because at the end of the day, what's going to stand? The scriptures of the Holy Bible, man. All right? Proverbs 17 and 15, it says, he that justifieth the wicked and he that condemneth the just, even they both are an abomination to the Lord. So you people are a bunch of abominations to the Lord anyway, man. Y'all walking around in your pride and everything. We in the time where the Most High is bringing judgment, man. Judgment is being laid down, man. Laid down the line. All right? So now, where was we at? Job 21. So it says, wherefore, now jumping back, dealing with Esau, Job 21 and 7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power. And you know what that's speaking about? Speaking about these devils, these crackers, man. Because they're the ones that's in power right now. They're the ones that's calling the shots. They policing the whole world, telling what you could do and can't do in your house. All right? They done set all these traps up and everything. So yeah, that's talking about what? That's talking about these devils, man. These Edomites. It says, their seed is established in their sight with them. They watch their children grow up and become successful and become millionaires or whatever. They come from money and they grow into the money. All right? This is not talking about our people, man. All right? You be lucky if most of what our people doing, they burying their kids. With Esau, he gets to watch his kids grow. So that's why it's beautiful to hear these devils attacking each other, man, and fighting against each other, man. That's how you know that the Spirit of the Lord is working, man. Right? It says, their seed is established in their sight with them and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear. Right? Yeah, you go into an Edomite neighborhood, a lot of times their houses are open, their garage doors or whatever. You know, their houses are safe from fear. They don't got to worry about a crackhead coming, breaking into their car, stealing some change. A nigga trying to hotwire his whip. You know, they don't got to deal with that shit. It says, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. And they get away with fucking murder. All the shit that they did, all the wickedness that they did, they get away with it. It says, neither is the rod of the Most High upon them. Because technically, these devils shouldn't even be in power right now. They shouldn't even be alive. But the Most High said that they're going to be loose for that little space. So because of prophecy, man. Because of prophecy, the Most High allowed these devils to continue. But then now, the Lord, remember, and I'm keep saying it because Yahweh Shai said that time had to be cut short. For if that time was not cut short, then shall no flesh be saved. So that's the time that we're in. We're in a time where the Lord is cutting this man's lifeline, cutting it short. But anyway, it said their bull gendereth and felleth not, their cow calveth and casteth not her calf. Yeah, they have perfect, they got livestock. First of all, we don't even have no type of livestock. We don't have no farms, no animals or nothing like that, man. You gotta go to the butcher shop if you're lucky, or you gotta go to the spot Pastor Ricard talk about the fucking coffin, he calls it a coffin, price right and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? These devils, they got all of the goodies, you know. They got farms, livestock, they can eat fresh, and then on top of it, what this devil did, which I didn't see, Apostle Ronald had told me about the article. They had killed off, I think, 60,000 more cows last night. So that's not their supply. See, the elite don't worry because they have their own livestock. So the people that's really going to be affected by these food processing places that's being burnt down, that's being shut down, by these cattle that's being killed off and everything, the people that's going to suffer is going to be our people. Jake. And also, too, you're going to have the lower class Edomites. But as far as the elites, they live on, they got farmland. They get fresh food. You see? They've been living, and that's how they've been living for ages. It said they send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. Yeah, they have a good old time. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. Edomites always party, have a rave party, they call it, or some type of parties at their houses, all kind of parties and keg parties, all kind of crazy shit, right? Without the cops, here it is, all kind of drugs and shit is there, and the cops know, but the cops don't fuck with them. Let Jake throw a house party, see what happened. So they spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. Yeah, cause they die in they riches. The Rockefellers, Rothschilds, all of them, they all die in in their wealth. Therefore they say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. And that's why you got them doing all this stem cell research and saying we could change DNA and we're more advanced than God. You know, that's why they say these things, not realizing the Most High set their asses up, man. And now they falling apart, and it's gonna backfire, and it's gonna go all the way up. It's gonna go all the way up. So they're being set up crazy, man. All right. It says, therefore, they say to the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And these devils don't. That's why they push that Scientology, and they're a bunch of atheists, man. And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? He said, lo, their good is not in their hand. Right, they're not thinking to do good. That's why they don't give a fuck about nobody. In the whole world, they create a desolation, famine, destruction. That's in the path of these devils, man. And that's what's coming here to America, man. See, and they purposely bankrupting this place and drying it out. But that's the Lord doing it, because that's the prophecy, man. Remember, we read earlier, it said Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. So the Most High have been waiting for this day. It says, the counsel of the wicked is far from me, because the Most High doesn't co-sign nothing that they're doing. Everything they're doing is on the left-hand side under Satan's authority, man. From child molestations, homosexuality, to witchcraft, idols, idolatry. That's what they practice, and that's what they believe in, all right? And they got a lot of niggas supporting that, knowingly and unknowingly, all right? But now it said, how often is the candle of the wicked put out, and how often cometh their destruction upon them? The Most High distributed sorrows in his anger, because there's never been a successful wicked kingdom. All right, meaning there's never been you can't sit there and say that the wicked Egyptian empire, the Pharaoh, his line of sons is still intact. No, the Most High destroyed them with a great destruction, man, and delivered his people Israel out of there. You can't say, when you speak about the ancient Roman Empire or the Greek Empire, you got to go visit the ruins of that place, because it did not continue. The Most High laid that destruction upon them. So the same is going to happen here in America. It said the Most High distributed sorrows in his anger. They are as stubble before the wind, as chaff that the storm carrieth away, that destroying wind. The Most High going to wash America away with them nuclear bombs. Those nuclear missiles will go off. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children. See? Because why? The children are alive here, and they're back in the reincarnation as their children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. And these devils know what's coming, and they know why they gonna get it. They know what they did to the Lord's people, man. You see? They know what they did to us, the real Israelites, man. That's why it says in the Apocrypha, let me see if I get it real quick. Let me go straight to the point. Ecclesiastes 41, I'm gonna go straight to the point, man. It said, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish. See? Because why? They grew into all these riches. That's why you got Paris Hilton, right? And all these other socialites. They come from billionaire parents, and they, inherit hotels, and they inherit all kind of billions of dollars, and they able to party and live that decadent lifestyle carelessly. Well, the Lord said the inheritance of the sinners' children shall perish. So all this stuff that they got is going to wipe away. Because why? This is the last stand for these devils. The Lord is sending going to allow those missiles to come. It's going to be World War III. Race wars is pretty much here. It's going to be a class wars. All right. That's why you got all the protesting. You're going to have martial law in a lot of these different areas being declared. Okay. And on top of it, the Most High is bringing hurricanes, earthquakes, like the Lord said in Isaiah. You see? So we close, man. It said, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. All right. And now everybody's being exposed, man. They got this British sitcom called Suspicion, right? And they got this group that's getting at I forget who Uma Thurman's playing the not the president, but some top official in America. They kidnapped their son, but they keep saying, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Like, in other words, tell them how you basically robbed and stole your way into the position that you got. You see, that's what's happening now. Everybody, what you got called whistleblowers. So now it's to the point where they like tell the truth, and the truth is coming out that all these people, these international banking families and everything, they stole everything that they got. They didn't work hard for nothing, and they stole it from us. So now it's to the point where they're gonna have to cough it up. All right. But it said the children will complain of an ungodly father, right? And that's why you're gonna have white people condemning other white people, right? It says, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Because you can't erase what you did as far as slavery, taking this land from the Native American Indians, hanging us, lynching us, murdering us. You can't erase that, no matter how much bullshit you try to cover up the airways with, and how many people that you dumb down, and you ain't gonna erase what happened. History, the Lord is always gonna have that truth come up on you, all right? And you gonna be judged, man. You're gonna be judged. It says, woe be unto you ungodly men, right? Which that's the main point I wanted there. So it says, back in Job 21:19, the Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children, he rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. You see? So guess what? These devils are not getting away with it, and they're going to see it. In this day and age, they're going to see it. All you Rothschild, you elites, you elitists, whatever name, because they like to change up their name, whatever name you're going under, the Lord is going to watch you, allow you to watch your great kingdom that you built up, all right, crumble right before your eyes. That's what you're doing, okay? And this thing is going to really burn deep, because then after that, the ones of you devils that are not here in America, the elites, you're going to go right into slavery, man. And that's pursuant to Revelations 13:9 and various other Psalms 149, different scriptures that prove that these so-called white people are going into slavery. See, people ain't telling you about that, man. People don't like to speak about that. But that's what it's going to be, man. All right, the Lord, 2 Thessalonians 1 and 6, right? Or seeing that it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So payback is coming, man. But anyway, with that, I'm just going to end it there. You know, I pray that you sincere brothers were edified, and we almost up out of here, man. Kyle, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Shalom.